All right, why don't we just start with the flows? Are you seeing more flows into these products as these trade deals? We're going to get into the particular products themselves in a second, but are you just seeing more flows? Are people more interested in these trades?
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of interest in the trades. In fact, most of the average daily volume across leveraged China ETFs, particularly Yin and Yang, those tend to be the ballpark products for us. We're really seeing it's all about the volume. You know, this is a trader's market. Traders have been more interested in the headlines than really the fundamentals of China. And it's been a little interesting because we're seeing a little bit of headline easing, yet I don't think the sensitivity is really reduced. We're seeing volume both on the bull side as well as the bear side.
All right, I want to get to your products. Very clever naming, by the way. So you have your China three-time bull levered ETF. It's called Yen, and then the other side of the coin, the bear three-time levered, is called the Yang. Which one's seeing more inflows? Are investors thinking that we're going to see a decline in Chinese equities, or are they going to see an uptick? And does it really matter which way that these particular meetings in Sweden go to investors?
Yeah, it's really headline driven. So when we see positive news out of China, we'll start to see a lot of flow into yen. When we see negative news, we tend to see the flows move more towards yang. You know, as mentioned, these ETFs are built for traders. This is where traders express their sensitivities to the market. And it's really been about the volume. In fact, when you look at the China market this year, it's actually been up quite heavily, you know, depending on which index you use, almost 20%. And yet we're not really seeing the volume really chase that market. We're seeing the volume really chase headlines only. And so there's a lot of sensitivity. Fundamentals are really taking a back seat right now to headlines.
No, I got you. But over the last couple of days, when we found out that these meetings are going to happen, which one's seeing the bigger inflows?
Yeah, we when the meetings start to happen, when it's positive news, we tend to see it in Yang. That's what we saw, and in Yin, sorry, and when we start to see the negative news, it really pops up in Yang. You know, these are leveraged products. They daily reset, so that means if you're a trader, you really need to be looking at these positions every day. So these are not buy and hold products. We trade a little differently than maybe traditional ETFs, and so it's really headline driven. Positive news, you'll see yin. Negative news, you'll see yang.
Okay. So what's an extension? Is that positive, negative, and which one do you expect to see the inflows if we see an extension of the temporary tariff reduction?
Yeah, we would expect yen to really perform at that point. You know, it would be a positive move for the market. Traders would look at that favorably, and as I mentioned, not too many concerns about fundamentals right now. You know, with the chip restrictions easing, there's still a really more determination on headline news. That would be a positive headline news. We would expect yen would be performing, and we would see cash flow in that ETF.